If I could get an extension, I get paid bi-weekly. This week's check is gonna be short. I need to make sure I keep the lights on, my electricity on. I have vehicle payments that I make.
Well, you got this all backwards. And one thing my mom always says, the first thing you pay is the roof over your head.
Yes,
On the record in the matter of Huron Development versus Jim Gonzalez Wolverton, 24-08068. Appearance, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Aaron Roundbach here for Huron Development LLC.
Who is the defendant? Okay, you can have a seat in the back, then, sir. You're
Jimmy
Mr.
Gonzalez Wolverton.
He's my property manager.
I didn't call any witnesses up.
Okay, thank you.
Your name, sir?
Jimmy Gonzalez Wolverton.
Thank you. How are we proceeding today?
Well, we were close to having a consent judgment, but really no dispute. Mr. Wolverton, Gonzalez Wolverton was unsure about signing because he didn't know, we didn't have an attorney with him. So that's where we stand.
You were close to a consent judgment?
Well, there's no dispute. I thought we were going to sign it. There's really no plan to pay it.
I haven't read anything and I'm not here with any legal representation or anything.
Okay.
So I just don't feel comfortable signing something. You gave me the paper.
Okay, what was your plan today?
My plan was to show up and see what I can do from here.
Are you disputing that you owe past due rent, or do you believe that you have a lawful reason for which you withheld that rent?
Well, I'm not disputing that I owe rent, but I was hoping.
What's the amount that you're saying that he owes?
The total with cost is $2,890.54.
You're disputing that amount?
Not necessarily. I don't know the total amount myself, but I can't say.
So
Yes or
then
no.
there's no real dispute then, if you don't, okay. And are you asserting a defense to why you would have to pay that amount?
No, I was just hoping I could get some kind of extension so I could make some kind of payment. I'm a single father. I have a 14-year-old daughter. I got hit with a lot of expenses. I had to take time off of work to help a family member, and I literally have just my car, and I'm afraid of living in a car with my 15-year-old daughter. And I don't, from what this gentleman was telling me, I don't have enough time to even get a storage unit. I recently got back to work and I would like to make payments. I did get a letter stating that I could stay till the end of my lease.
You got a letter
which
from
is,
whom?
From Trappers Cove Apartments. And that would be 3/17/2025.
Right, you can stay, but I'm sure they want some money.
Yes, yeah.
So what is it that you're suggesting, or?
If I could get an extension, I get paid bi-weekly. This week's check is gonna be short. I need to make sure I keep the lights on, my electricity on. I have vehicle payments that I make.
Well, you got this all backwards. And one thing my mom always says, the first thing you pay is the roof over your head.
Yes, I
That's
understand.
first,
I
not your
understand.
car, not lights.
Yeah.
You can have lights and be homeless.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Doesn't make sense, does it? To pay for a car and lights before you pay your rent.
Yeah, it's cold.
That's up to him if he wants to negotiate a payment plan or schedule.
Yeah.
I'm not negotiating payment plan or telling them that they have to accept their rent in some kind of schedule. That's not what the court's here for. The court is here to resolve if there is a lawful dispute as to why you can withhold your rent from them. You're not disputing that you owe this amount. I can understand that you had some hard times. However, you still owe the money. You can't get to live in people's house for free because you had some hard times. And so the law gives you 10 days to pay the past due amount or vacate. It's up to them if they want to give an extension of that 10 days.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you all discussed that, or that
We
you
did
all.
discuss it.
Okay,
but,
so there, you're going with the normal writ date though,
Yes.
correct? So you have until the 21st, sir, to pay that amount or vacate. And you would have to talk to the owner of the property manager, if they were to agree to have payment plans. Now, sometimes, and I'm not saying this is the case that you're gonna be in.
Yeah.
You can move forward in one of these ways that resolve it, meaning a conditional dismissal or a consent judgment. And then after that is entered in the court, they may negotiate a payment arrangement with you because now they got something substantial in court.
Yeah.
That if you're not dealing the way you're supposed to, they can still remove you without having to start the process all over. But that has no real control over, I don't have any control over that.
No,
That's
I-
between you and the landlord.
Okay.
And so you didn't want to sign a consent judgment because you didn't have an attorney.
Yeah, I was told I'd get contacted by legal, with legal help.
So you
I
met
never-
with legal services at your pretrial.
I met in the Zoom, the other Zoom meeting,
Yes.
that I said I was gonna be contacted with, and I never got contacted with.
That means that they're not able to represent you for whatever reason.
Okay.
Yeah, so they don't have the capacity to take every case. So if it's to
Yeah.
them a run of the mill eviction, you just need to pay the rent. They can't take cases for that.
Yeah, I'm just scared because I didn't read anything and I don't know the total amount myself. I don't have anyone here to help me.
You can put the terms on the record.
I'm just kind of scared.
Yes, at the time, there's $2,719 owed in rent, past due rent. Cost of $171.54 for a total reaching $2,890.54. The date is January 21st, as long as the appeal date of January 21st.
What's your monthly rent, sir?
I believe it's just over, there's, with everything that I was paying, it was $965, but then I also had they were including pet rent, and they were including renter's insurance.
So it sounds like you're a couple months behind. That sounds about right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're not disputing that amount. Judgment's going to enter by court order if you don't consent. That's the only,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I understand.
Doesn't have any-
I was just.
No, you don't have to sign it. It has no different effect than if
Yeah.
I were to make a ruling that that's the amount that you owe and that
Okay.
you got to pay it or vacate the property by the 21st.
Sure.
You understand that?
I understand.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I recognize that you did make a request to have the legal services represent you. They've not taken this case, but you'd still have the right to hire or retain counsel to represent you at your own expense.
Okay.
You've appeared without counsel today. And so the court can't stall the case because of that, okay?
I understand.
And so nonetheless, Mr. Bach, you can change that to hearing. That's correct.
May I approach?
Yes. Okay, let's see. So judgment will enter in the favor of the plaintiff, the amount of the past due $2,719 plus court costs of $171.54 for a total amount due $2,890.54. That you'll pay that amount or you'll vacate the property in question no later than the 21st of this month. Do you have any questions at this time, sir?
I understand you can't do anything, but is there a way that I could get a contact information? I know he's representing in court, but
Contact for your landlord?
yeah.
I think that's the guy that you should probably want to talk to there. And you should probably get his contact before you leave, and maybe you all can talk about how you can make some payments and payment installments to keep a roof over your head in the interim. But that's between you all, okay? We'll get you a copy of that in just a moment, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're all set.